This is Johnny Lozano from Rise Against the Machine, and you are watching Gig Whore.
Okay, so once again, here I am at the House of Blues with Rise Against the Machine. Who we're with?
Dustin Thomas.
Johnny Lozano.
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Big
About
show.
to rock it out.
I can
Yes, sir.
smell it in the air, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got a big show here at the House of Blues. Another tribute band, man. How long you guys been together? Give me a little history about this.
Well, we got together back in about 2011. I played in another band called Mad Mexicans, and there's a guy in town. He's a DJ in town. His name is Ayo. I think he's a DJ for 97.1 The Eagle. Anyway, he came to see us play, and that night he said he went home and he had a dream that we started a Rage tribute band. So he asked my singer from the Mad Mexicans and me if I wanted to do it, and we said yep. So we got another guy named Justin to play bass, and we actually had our first gig here at the House of Blues back in November 2011.
That was another name of the band. What was it called?
Back then we were called Arm the Homeless.
Arm the Homeless.
Yeah.
So once again, that kind of falls into what Rage is all about, the people.
Right. It's all about the people. It's all about bringing awareness to the injustices in this country and around the world.
Very good. So since then, I mean, you've had just a couple of lineup changes, right? Drummer, singer.
Yeah, exactly. So originally it was me, Robert Garza, Alan Ayo, and Justin. I can't remember his last name. He's a bass guitarist for the Rich Girls. Really talented bassist, but he was like in about 4 bands, so he really couldn't commit too much. So he was with us for roughly about a year, and then we replaced him with another bassist named Tony, and Tony is a guitar player for Scary Cherry and the Bang Bangs. So he played with us for a little while, and he went on tour with them for a few months. So Jeremy came in to step in, fill in the spot, and we just clicked, and so we kept Jeremy. And so we had that lineup for maybe another year and a half, 2 years, and then Ayo left the group. And after Ayo left the group back in 2015, Robert had left the group, and so we were in search for a new singer. And this guy actually messaged me back in 2014, but I didn't answer his message until a year later.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, it being put off?
I know, right? For a fucking year. What the
Well,
fuck?
here's the deal. Like, if I'm not friends with somebody on Facebook, it goes to my unread messages. So
I was totally against social media. I couldn't stand it. Fuck social media. Fuck Facebook. But I've come around to the dark side, and this is where we ended up.
So tell me, how do you feel? So tell me, how do you feel being in the band today, man?
Actually, man, this is great. I mean, I got to be back in, with a band with my boy Johnny from back in the days, the Blitz days. Anybody knows about Blitz? They know who me,
B-L-I-T-Z-T.
B-L-I-T-Z-T.
What kind of band was that?
It was a rap metal, man. We used to play with Pimpedelic, Hella Fight Funk Crew, all those guys, man. And this is what it's migrated to. We hooked back up after 8 years of not talking to each other.
I've seen this guy since 2004.
Yeah, 2004 we hooked up, and this is what it's led to. Robert, hit a fork in the road. He's sticking with Mad Mexicans, and I stepped in, had to fill some big shoes, but luckily Robert gave me his blessing.
Robert's strong. I caught his
Yeah,
act
Robert's a
several
boy.
times, yeah.
Robert's my boy. I've known Robert for a long time, so yeah, Robert's the shit.
So
yeah.
this band, it's pretty tough. I've seen him several times. Fucking Johnny's, he's a monster.
He's
behind
a
it.
beast,
He is,
dude.
man. He's
The beast.
I don't want to say he's the band, but he definitely
Yes.
adds to the band
Dude.
because it's not easy playing Tom shit.
It's my fucking Tom,
not hard.
man.
How long did it take you to really perfect it, or would you say it's perfected?
Well, I mean, Tom, which is really crazy, is like, well, thank God for the internet. So what I did, I just went on YouTube and just read some interviews, and he talked about some of the effects that he uses. And so I just when AO first asked me if I wanted to do it, I was like, yeah, sure. But deep inside, I was like, oh man, those are some big shoes to fill. I mean, that's Tom freaking Morello.
Tom fucking Morello, come on.
So were you playing some Rage at that time?
Yeah, it's a few songs, but I didn't really get it. I probably had about 3 songs down, but I didn't really have the effects to do it. So anyway, so it took me, I don't know, about a month or 2 maybe to get it down. Now I can actually hear it, and I know exactly what he's playing.
Wow.
And what's crazy is like he doesn't use that many effects. He only has a wall pedal, a whammy wall, equalizer, goes up to 11, a delay, and a phaser, and that's it. And he has a kill switch. It's just that he uses those pedals in different combinations, which gives it that unique Rage sound.
Well, I noticed at one point or a couple of songs, he actually unplugs and uses the tip of his guitar cord.
Yeah, what he does, he turns on his wall, depresses it all the way, hits the equalizer to give it that really trebly feel, and you take out the cord, and it just makes that noise for that solo for Testify.
Family sleeping in their cars and in the Southwest. No job, no home, no peace, no rest. No rest. Whenever you see a copy of a guy, wherever a ball with the wall blaming Christ, wherever there's a fight, there's no blood and hatred in the air. Look for me, Mom, I'll be there.
So tell me, how is it playing Zach? I mean, up there on stage, you really got to get into that moment.
Yes.
So
yes. Let me tell you, it's one of those things you have to channel it. Being in the band with this guy we were 6 years, 7 years. Everybody always told me, you sound exactly like Zach De La Rocha. I used to push it away. No, I'm not Zach. I'm me. Well, later on down the road, this is what happens. You get in touch with an old buddy, and an old dream comes back to life, and you recreate it, and this is what happens. You end up being the lead singer of a Rage Against the Machine tribute band that you had a dream about with a guy that you were in a band with 12 years ago. So this is what's come of it. Let me tell you.
How much of a delay was it between losing Rob or Rob leaving and then bringing in Dustin?
Probably a few months.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly when, but it was a couple of months delay.
Did you have any doubt that the band was going to continue and any kind of, being the founder and everything?
Yeah, me and Jeremy were talking about it. We thought about just doing an Audio Slave tribute band, but we wanted to continue doing it. And I was like, man, I know this guy named we call him Dirty, but his real name Dustin. I just wish I could get in contact with him. And just one day, I just happened to go through my unread messages, and he's not on Facebook, so he sent me a message through his wife's Facebook account. And say, hey man, this is Dirty, what's up? So I just sat there and I called him, and he answers the phone. And so about, I don't know, a couple of weeks later, we just met up at a small club in Fort Worth. What was it called?
The Cellar.
Yeah, the Cellar. And we just talked about it. And then I gave him a list of songs. And I forgot to mention, we also had Ross Rubio. in our band. Ross Rubio is a great drummer. He's in Big Story. And so Ross started getting really busy, going on tour, like doing more tour dates. So he had a friend named Ray, which is in the band now. What band did he play for?
Camp Wisdom. He was in Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Some local metal bands.
And so really Ray, when we first got Ray in the band, he really wasn't in the band. He was just filling in so we can practice because Ross couldn't make practice that often because he was like, Ross was like in 3 bands at the time.
Yeah.
So eventually Ross just said he couldn't do it anymore, and we just kept Ray, and it works out great.
All right, let's give me a little taste about the drummer.
Ray Villarreal, the best drummer in Texas. Let me tell you right now. I grew up playing drums with this guy. A bunch of local hip hop, underground MC, rock and rap style, freestyles with this guy in the local scene for years. Always wanted to play in a band with him. And as a matter of fact, speak of the fucking devil, turn your ass around, Ray.
There is.
This is my man right here, the drummer, Brad Wilk, Ray Villarreal, best drummer in Texas right here, y'all. Yes, sir.
All right, let's start. Johnny.
Jeremy, man, he's a technician. He's he's been playing for like, I don't know.
He's been with you a while because I remember he was in Arm of the Homeless.
Yeah, he was in Arm of the Homeless with us, and he's been playing for like years. And what's crazy about Jeremy that he still takes bass lessons like once a week. And that just shows that he's still learning, and he's still trying to perfect his craft. He's very dedicated, damn good bassist. I mean, he's solid. I can't imagine anybody else playing in this band with us anymore. I mean, he's just a man. Plus, he's cool as hell, and he's funny. You know, we're always quoting Cheech and Chong quotes from Boogie Nights or just other movies. But yeah, it's a good time. I like this lineup.
That's good, man. So the band's been together for how long would you say from the conception of starting Arm the Homeless till now? How long has it been together?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, exactly 6 years. A little over 6 years.
All right. So next year, I mean, I know you don't have anything set in stones, but you have some high hopes of playing out of town gigs.
Yeah, we got in contact with a guy named Ryan. He plays in the band out of Florida called Nirvana with 2 N's, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're the best Nirvana tribute band that I've seen. Not to put down any other Nirvana tribute bands because they're great as well, but this one, in my opinion, I think they're the best ones around. And so he's getting us a gig in Orlando, Florida, right? Orlando. And then we'll be in New Orleans probably in March.
I'd be excited to play for a different crowd.
Oh yeah,
a different stage.
yeah, really excited.
Yeah.
This is Dustin Thomas from Rise Against the Machine, and you saw it on Gig Horror.